centenary celebrations launched for Kingston College. Civil society groups call on parliamentarians to urgently take legislative action to fight sex crimes. Reggae girls in Guatemala ahead of crucial match. The news today is brought to you courtesy of Siritsu Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritsu Communications, we're here to serve you better.
Discover the power of seamless connection with Siritsu Communications, your go-to wireless internet provider. Right here in your backyard, our expert team delivers state-of-the-art internet service promptly and professionally. Choose from our comprehensive packages: AirSpeed, Home, Advanced, or Custom, all designed for the data-driven user. Ready for lightning fast internet? Call us at 876-333-1926 or 876-333-1927 and be online within hours. Siritsu Communications, where we're not just connecting homes, we're building communities through technology.
And now the news. A group of civil society organizations and individual advocates has called on parliamentarians to fast-track legislative reform to address the high levels of sexual and domestic violence in the country. The group said that despite the tabling of a 2018 Joint Select Committee recommendation report and several public promises made to amend the associated pieces of legislation, to date, no legislative changes have been undertaken. They said the legislation needing amendment to adequately address sexual and domestic violence include the Child Care and Protection Act, Sexual Offences Act, Offences Against the Persons Act, and the Domestic Violence Act. According to the group, rape remains at an alarming high rate. They cited Jamaica Constabulary Force data, noting 454 reports of rape in 2022, while there were 338 reports of grievous sexual assault in the same year. Regarding incidents of domestic violence, they said, in 2022, the Domestic Violence Intervention Centers recorded 1,720 intimate partner violence cases and 924 family violence cases, with more than 650 reports made by children. They said there were many other cases coming to some of the very groups calling for action. Speaking for the group, Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Michael Jackson, said they were therefore calling on the government to amend with haste the Domestic Violence Act. She cited concerns with the act as it exists.
The Domestic Violence Act, for those who don't know, it provides protection for victims of domestic violence. You're talking about children, the elderly within the household, and so on. That very act itself has no definition of domestic violence. We don't know what domestic violence means within the Domestic Violence Act. What is even more concerning is that a victim, for example, can get what is called a protection order, which is similar to a restraining order that we're familiar with. That particular legislation, when you get the protection order, if the perpetrator breaches the protection order, it's a mere 10,000 Jamaican dollars for fine or up to 6 months in prison. Now, that is no deterrent.
She said a redefinition of rape was needed in the Sexual Offences Act to treat seriously with forced anal penetration.
For those who don't know, if it is that you're raped vaginally, because that is what the Sexual Offences Act defines as rape, penile vaginal penetration, the perpetrator would get to life imprisonment for penile vaginal. That is the definition. However, if I am forced to have anal sex, or I'm forced, I'm penetrated anally by force, that perpetrator could only see a term of imprisonment of maximum 10 years because that person is going to be charged under the provision of buggery. And we're saying to the Parliament, political will is necessary where there is a redefining of the definition of rape that deals with the seriousness of forced anal penetration.
Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Michael Jackson, speaking for civil society groups and advocates. They called the leaders of government and members of the House and Senate to act swiftly and decisively to address the critical gaps in the law that perpetuate sexual, gender-based, and domestic violence in the society. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, has an additional 290 members following a passing out parade on Wednesday, November 29. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang urged the new recruits to call on their training as they undertake the task of serving and protecting the people of Jamaica. He told them that their training has equipped them to effectively navigate any challenges they may encounter. He was the guest speaker at the passing out parade at the National Police College of Jamaica, NPCJ, in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine. Dr. Chang, in his charge to the graduates, urged them to embrace integrity, professionalism, and accountability, and to let these values be the armor that shields them from the negative forces that they may encounter. He said the nature of the society and an epidemic of violence made their role even more crucial.
The prevalence of violence in the society has reached epidemic proportions, presenting us with significant challenges. Criminal elements, organized crime syndicates, and other threat actors a direct threat to the safety and well-being of our citizens. It's in this environment that your role as police constables becomes even more crucial.
Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chan. Jamaica has a new offshore vessel that will help the JDF Coast Guard carry out their duties. The vessel was named and commissioned into service on Wednesday, November 29. The new offshore patrol vessel, His Majesty's Jamaican ship, HMJS, Norman Manley, is the latest addition to the fleet of the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF. It will be employed in fulfilling the traditional roles of the 1st District JDF Coast Guard. These include search and rescue, fisheries protection, and maritime law enforcement. The Coast Guard's duties also include maritime, marine environmental pollution control, coastal surveillance, anti-smuggling, and drug interdiction. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, said the naming and commissioning of the HMJS Norman Manley further confirms the government's commitment to a comprehensive and strategic approach to a sustainable blue economy and making the island a safer and more secure place. He was speaking at the official commemoration ceremony in Port Royal on Wednesday. HMJS Norman Manley arrived in Jamaica early November and is a third of 4 offshore patrol vessels procured by the government. Dr. Chang says this brings the number of offshore patrol vessels in the fleet to 5. The Jamaica Pig Farmers Association, JPFA, wants to drive up demand for pork products to meet the capacity they have. They say the modernization of the local industry has driven up efficiency and production and the quality of their output to near self-sufficiency for Jamaica. To increase demand, the JPFA has launched a marketing campaign to increase pork consumption. It's called Pork Jamaica, the tastier protein choice. President of the JPFA, Hanif Brown, says Jamaica's pork consumption level at just about 4.5 kilograms per capita per year is very low compared to other countries in this region.
So the pork campaign, Pork Jamaica, the tastier protein choice. The main reason behind this campaign, of course, is to increase the consumption of pork. Currently, Jamaica, on average, consume 4.4 kilograms of pork per capita. A total of approximately 11 million kgs of pork is what is used on the island. This is a very low figure, especially when compared to regional countries that averages well over 13 to 20 kilograms.
Mr. Brown says Jamaica's farmers can produce more than the local demand.
Our farmers are actually capable most times to produce in excess of what is required by the country. And if you have an industry so capable of producing in excess, then we must find means and ways of creating additional demand. And as such, we have launched this particular marketing campaign.
President of the Jamaica Pig Farmers Association, Hanif Brown. State Minister for Agriculture, Franklin Witter, endorsed the campaign. He said pork remains one of the country's most prominent proteins. However, Mr. Witter says consumption is low compared to other countries. He said way must be found to increase local pork consumption. Kingston College, KC, has launched its centenary celebrations. The launch took place at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston on Thursday, November 30. The KC family will celebrate the milestone with 2 years of activities, culminating on April 16, 2025, which is the 100th anniversary of the school's founding. Among those at the launch were United States Ambassador to Jamaica and KC alumni Nick Perry, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Youth, Marsha Smith, Chairman of the KC's Board of Management, Michael Vassiana, and Principal of KC, Dave Myrie. You are listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations. This information package is brought to you by Siritzio Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritzio Communications. We're here to serve you better.
Discover the power of seamless connection with Siritzio Communications, your go-to wireless internet provider. Right here in your backyard, our expert team delivers state-of-the-art internet service promptly and professionally. Choose from our comprehensive packages: AirSpeed, Home, Advanced, or Custom, all designed for the data-driven user. Ready for lightning fast internet? Call us at 876-333-1926 or 876-333-1927 and be online within hours. Siritzio. We're building communities through technology.
And now let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston. We go to Spots Corporate, Hepburn's Glass.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
Now for our sports stories. India beat a much-changed Australia in their fourth T20 match to complete a series victory in Raipur. A career-best 46 from Rinku Singh helped India post 174 for 9, despite Ben Darcius taking 3 of 40. Australia, who won the third T20 on Tuesday, got off to a flying start thanks to the informed Travis Head, who smashed 31 of 16 balls. However, India's spinners applied the squeeze, and despite Matthew Wade's late hitting, Australia fell short. India's 20-run win means they go 3-1 up in the series with 1 to play. The final match of the series will be played in Hyderabad on Sunday. Cavalier FC went down to a 1-0 loss in Robin Hood of Suriname on Thursday night in the Caribbean Cup Champions Final. Cavalier have it all to play on for Sunday in the return leg in Kingston. The final to highlight the schoolboy football season starts Saturday with the Champions Cup finals. Glenmuir face Clarendon College as each team has a chance to win 3 trophies this season. The match is at the National Stadium at 5. Finally, the Reggae Girls are in Guatemala this evening, preparing for their crucial CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifying match on Sunday. It's a must-win for the Jamaicans to advance. That's Sports in Evening News Roundup, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass Supplies, 12 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
We promise to bring you a good news. We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call 876-336-9928. That's the local news and sports. Stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Alexis Strope. Heavy fighting was reported in Gaza on Friday as Israel's military resumed combat operations against Hamas, a U.S.-designated terrorist group. Here's Reuters correspondent Diane Toe.
This air raid siren booming across southern Israel early on Friday signaled the end of 7 days of quiet. It sounded as a rocket flew towards Israel, said by its forces to be fired from Gaza in the hour before the extended truce with Hamas was set to expire. The Israeli military said it intercepted projectiles and accused the Palestinian militant group of violating their truce. And so, it said, it resumed combat, with the ceasefire ending at 7 a.m. local time. Smoke was seen over Gaza as heavy fighting was reported.
Reuters correspondent Diane Toe, the cousin of a hostage still held in Gaza, said she was concerned for his safety and called for his release on Friday as fighting between Israel and U.S. designated terrorist group Hamas resumed. Inbal Zak said her cousin Tal Shoham is still missing, but 6 of her family members were released this past week.
They all come back a few days ago with the family and the grandmother and of course the kids, the Nave and Yahel. But the family will never be complete without Tal.
Israel and Hamas each said the other had rejected terms to extend the truce, which had involved freeing hostages seized by Hamas and other militants in the deadly October 7th raid into Israel that precipitated the war, and the release of Palestinians held in Israeli jails. Also on Friday, friends, families, and supporters gathered in Tel Aviv Plaza to pray for hostages. You'll find expanded coverage of world news and events at our website, voanews.com, 24 hours a day. This is VOA News.
That was the latest international news from the VOA. Now for the weather report and forecast. The National Met Service is reporting that there is a significant feature of a high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. The ridge is expected to remain across the island for the next several days. In our 24-hour forecast, tonight will be fair. Tomorrow morning, mostly sunny. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy across western parishes and hilly areas, otherwise sunny. In our 3-day forecast after tomorrow, Sunday, partly cloudy afternoon across western parishes and hilly areas, otherwise mostly sunny day. Monday and Tuesday, possibility of showers in the afternoon, mainly across western parishes and hilly areas, partly cloudy elsewhere. Other current regional weather features: a cold front entering the Gulf of Mexico. Minimum temperature expected for Kingston tonight, 25 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature expected for Montego Bay tonight, 24 degrees Celsius. That is the latest weather report and forecast in our NRP Evening News Roundup. Before we go, here are the headlines once again. Crucial role for 290 new police constables. Jamaica's Coast Guards have a new offshore vessel. Centenary celebrations launched for Kingston College. Civil society groups call on parliamentarians to urgently take legislative action to fix sex crimes. Reggae girls in Guatemala ahead of crucial match. The news today came to you courtesy of Siritzio Communications, connecting homes, connecting lives, connecting multiple platforms through convergence. Check them today by calling 876-333-1927 or 876-333-1926. Siritzio Communications. We're here to serve you better.
Discover the power of seamless connection with Siritzio Communications, your go-to wireless internet provider. Right here in your backyard, our expert team delivers state-of-the-art internet service promptly and professionally. Choose from our comprehensive packages: AirSpeed, Home, Advanced, or Custom, all designed for the data-driven user. Ready for lightning fast internet? Call us at 876-333-1926 or 876-333-1927 and be online within hours. Suritsu Communications, where we're not just connecting homes, we're building communities through technology.
Here is your invitation to join us again next Monday through Friday morning at 6:30 for the NRP Break of Day newscast, and again at 6:30 p.m. each day for the evening news roundup. Remember too, we invite your feedback to this newscast via WhatsApp text at 876-336-9928 or on any platforms that you're listening. We invite you to also subscribe to our YouTube channel at NRP Media JA and click on the notification bell. The same applies to our Facebook pages at NRP Media JA and under the name LEAON Nash. Our radio platform at nrpmediaja.com is always operating 24/7, 365 days per year for your listening pleasure. Join these growing media. Feel fulfilled and informed. I am Lou Ann Bramwell Shakes for the NRP News. Have a good rest of your evening.